Hey y'all, Chef IrixGuy here, and within this video I'm going to show you a very simple Asian type chicken recipe with common ingredients. So what we're going to use some, and you can expand this video's description and then click the link there to find all this. We're going to use some chili garlic sauce. We're going to use some soy sauce. We're going to use some granulated garlic. Now, if you want to get it a little bit fancier, you can just use some fresh garlic. You know, crush up those garlic cloves, but I'm keeping this recipe really simple. And over here, I've got a plate full of chicken, fresh chicken breasts that have been chopped up. And I've got some fresh onion that's chopped. Went ahead and did that before I started the video. So before I put it into my pan here, you can see I've got a generous sized piece of butter. And I've already rubbed it against the bottom there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and heat this to a not quite a medium heat, because you know, you get stuff too hot, it's going to well, it's probably going to damage your cookware, and it's going to burn the food. So just over about a medium heat here, I'm going to go ahead and start to melt this butter down, coat the skillet really well. Now it's time to add the chicken and the onions. Just going to put them in the skillet here. Cooking quite a bit. You don't have to serve this much if you don't want to. Just so you know, that's that's 3 chicken breasts and 1 onion. So it's quite a bit of stuff. Okay, and seasoning is obviously a matter of personal preference, but I'm going to put, with garlic, you can watch me here, this is how much garlic I'm going to put. Quite a bit. I really like garlic a lot, but you know, if you're not cooking for yourself, you probably want to check with your guests to see if they like garlic or not. The next thing I'm going to do is soy sauce again. Matter of personal preference. I like a lot of soy sauce. Put that in there, and this is one of those core Asian flavors right here. Soy sauce really gives it that that Asian taste. You know, the type of food that you're looking for here. You know, that Asian cuisine. And we got some other sauce, but we're not going to go to it yet. So what you want to do is just gently spin this around in your skillet. You got the butter in there, you got the onions, you got soy sauce and garlic powder right now. You notice I did not use garlic salt, and the reason I didn't is the soy sauce I'm using is just a regular soy sauce, so it's actually already very high in sodium. So I didn't want to add any additional sodium to the mix. So that's why I just use garlic powder. But again, you know, if you use fresh garlic cloves, that's even going to taste better. But garlic powder is convenient. It's easy to find most anywhere. But you know, just remember garlic powder and not garlic salt, because you know, again, there's a lot of sodium in the soy sauce already. And I'm personally not a fan of the low sodium soy sauce. So, you know, I just adjust my other ingredients accordingly, because I know it's got a lot of sodium in it. And again, you don't have to use as much as I did. If you want to go lower sodium, don't use as much. The next thing I'm going to do, traditionally when you're doing when you're cooking an Asian type meal, you're probably just going to do the rice on the, optimally you would have a griddle or something, and you could do it all on the same thing. But for the sake of saving time, what I'm going to do is just use I've got some white rice here that I can boil in a bag. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. And that'll boil for, the rice will boil for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to wait just a little bit before I start it. And again, with the chicken and the onions, definitely need to go in and keep everything stirred really well. So you don't want to overcook anything, and you want to distribute that flavor as well. So that's important to know. Another thing you may want to do if you've got mushrooms, they're really good to go in with this. I didn't have any mushrooms, so again, this is just kind of a really simple Asian type meal, and I find it to be very tasty. I mean, the onions are really critical because they really just set off the flavor of the chicken. But yeah, this just smells wonderful. One of the best smelling foods is definitely Asian food in my opinion. Now, if you've got ginger is always good to add to this if you like that taste. I didn't have any ginger, so just kind of working what I got in the kitchen right now. Okay, now what I've done is reduce the heat, and I'm going to take a piece out of here just to check it to make sure that it's perfectly done before we go to our next step here. Now I am boiling the rice. And see, I just cut into it to make sure it's perfectly done. Look at that. Now, obviously, to be safe, use a meat thermometer, but I know because I cook a lot that that's fine. So that is ready to. That is good. So now. So now what we're going to do is put on our finishing sauce while we wait for the rice to cook. So this is the sauce that I'm going to use to finish it. I really love the flavor of this stuff. For an off-the-shelf sauce, it's excellent. Now, depending upon how much, your degree of heat and garlic, that's personal preference. But I just put a few scoops in there, as you can see. And then what I'll do, while my rice finishes, with this just on the lowest temp possible, I'm just going to stir this around and really get those flavors excited. See, look at that. Look at that. Now that is, man, it's going to be good. But yeah, the chicken's already done. This is just the finishing step to make it even better. But I can't emphasize how important those onions are. The onions that I cooked in with the chicken, they really set it off. So here's the finished product. I got my white rice and I've got my chicken. And again, this preparation, it was intended to be simple because I don't know how many times I've seen recipes, and I'm sure they're good, but ones where it's like, well, I'd like to do that, but that's going to take too much time. That's going to require too many ingredients. So I tried to keep this one as simple as possible. Again, for the seasonings that I used, just expand this video's description and then click the link there. But I'm going to cut into a piece of this chicken, and I'm going to bring it close to the camera so you can see how perfectly cooked. And again, depending upon your oven and whatever equipment you may use, I mean, the cooking time may vary. So just make sure you use a meat thermometer. Chicken should not be cooked. Chicken should not be eaten undercooked. It's very dangerous. So make sure it's properly cooked. But once it is, put your finishing sauce on there like I did. But let me show you this. Let me show you how good this looks. So I mean, that right there, it's got that coating. And again, I will warn you, that stuff, the finishing sauce I used is very spicy. Man, that's good. And it is spicy. So if you don't like spicy food, you may want to use a lesser amount of that sauce, but I mean, for that matter, you could skip the finishing sauce and just do it with soy sauce. Man, this is so good. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of times, I mean, how many disappointing Asian meals have you had out? Well, you cook this at your house. It's moist. It's full of flavor. And it definitely has, you know, if you threw some knives and forks around and made a little volcano out of onions, I would think that I was eating this at an Asian restaurant. I mean, it's really that good, and it's just simple ingredients. I mean, I didn't do anything that's uncommon, and again, I linked it all within this video's description. So try it out yourself. Tell me what you think within the comment section below. And if you haven't subscribed, be sure to do so. It's youtube.com/IrixGuy, and check out all of Chef IrixGuy's cooking videos. Again, this was just standard off-the-shelf type ingredients, but man, it tastes good. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, IrixGuy here. Thanks again for your viewership. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell icon to be notified whenever I post another video. If you're looking for IrixGuy's Adventure Channel merch, like this t-shirt and a lot of other cool stuff, expand this video's description. You can find it all there. Y'all have a good day.